everybody. We're here with Saul Maraney, all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa. Is that correct? But yeah, I just had to reach out to him. He's a pretty cool guy. He's done a couple of product launches lately. So, what was that?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm originally from Johannesburg, South Africa, and now I'm living in Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh, Cape Town now? Oh, okay. But yeah, man. But yeah, I just had to reach out to Saul because I seen him. I got Facebook Live Wire, and I thought that was kind of cool. I just kind of saw him on Facebook one day, and then he just kind of hit me up, Messenger. Just a really cool guy, high energy. I did notice that right away. What's up, bro? This and that, and so he's just a really cool dude. I just had to bring him on here because I think he's a motivational kind of dude. So, what do you got going on, Saul?
Thanks so much for getting me on the call. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's great to speak to you and your guys. And as we know, internet marketing, it's like life. You know, my philosophy in life is one philosophy that life gives to the giver and takes from the taker. So it's about giving. And I've only been doing this for about 20 months. And there's just been so many amazing guys that have helped me. And it's my pleasure to give back. Things are going very well. And yeah, it's really great to speak to you. Thank you.
That's awesome, man. I really appreciate it on my side too, man. I'm super grateful that you're on the call. So what exactly are you doing? Are you, is it really just product launching for the most part?
Yeah, well, I'm busy. The goal is to be growing my list. So the best way to grow my list is to do launches that are quality launches, so I can get predominantly buyers on my list. And yeah, I mean, I've had a great run at that. I just won my 9th product of the day, which was a real winner. That was this weekend. And then before that, there was FB Live Wire. And so, you know, it's been a real great run. And I'm busy on the next thing that's going to be coming out is a software, not really a software, but more like a WordPress plugin that is nearly finished. And yeah, you know, there's just a lot of scope for people that are looking for quality information, and I'll continue to do that.
No, that's excellent, man. And I see you said that you were in this game for about 20 months. That's even shorter than me, and I'm just like, man, this guy's moving up really, really fast. Did you end up being mentored by someone, or did you just kind of figure it out on your own?
No, let me tell you the way that it happened. I started to do internet marketing in 2007. 2007, I started. I was on the list of a guy called Dr. Joe Bartelli. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dr. Joe Bartelli, but he was in the movie The Secret. He's a top copywriter, really amazing guy. So in 2007, I read his book. I somehow was on his email list, and I saved up money to go to Austin, Texas, close to you, to go meet with him. And from 2007, I went heavily to the hypnosis niche. I created 9 of my own products that have sold over 10,000 copies myself.
Oh, wow.
I've sold 10,000 copies of my own products with no affiliates, not one, absolutely no affiliates. My own efforts. I was doing it a lot through Google AdWords, and I was paying for traffic, and yeah, it really paid off amazingly well. So about 20 months ago, Philip, I really was trying to start improving my website, and I came across the Warrior Forum because I was like searching, and I came to the Warrior Forum, and very quickly I fell into the newbie's nightmare. There was about 3 months I was there. I was busy buying products, trying to see what was going on, buying, every day buying, and I really, like I had success with previously, where I had a mentor, I decided, you know, I can't continue being a buyer. I want to become a seller. So I looked in the market, and I did a lot of research. There were a lot of different coaches, but I chose a coach that was the most expensive coach that I could afford. But the one thing that I liked about him is that he had a continuity program, which means that the people that were in his coaching program, they remained in a closed Facebook group, and that's where I really got my break. So I firmly believe, like in anything in life, first of all, there's no sportsman and there's no great businessman man without a coach. A coach is very, very important. And then luckily, I was able to have the mind shift, and I was able to shift from a buyer of information to a seller of information. But I immediately knew that once I come over to the Warrior Forum and I started to see stuff that was going on JD Zoo, even while I was in the newbie nightmare, I realized that this is something that I really want to take seriously. So the first step was to get the coach. And then the second step was to start adding value. Even before I had a list, I would add value. I started to do video testimonials. I started interacting with people on Facebook, giving encouragement when people had launches, and just really be myself. And that has paid off the most. I mean, we saw that there was the Dublin conference this weekend. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to Dublin now because I've just moved to this new city, and I've got a family function coming up in America in a few weeks. So I wasn't able to go, but that's, conferences are very important. I went to a few conferences. So, but for someone that wasn't able to go to that conference, don't worry. Facebook is just as much as a powerful place. But as you know, Philip, it just takes commitment. It takes day in and day out commitment to be able to share with others, to be able to be happy with others' success as much as you're happy with your own success. And from there, the technical parts fall into place. I mean, even now with my latest launch, I didn't design the website. We had website designers did that. We had a guy that checked our copy. So there's a lot of people that can help, but the main thing is mindset. I would say that about 80% of success online is mindset, plus having direction and plus having the community. The community is so important because there's, especially here in South Africa, I'm sure in the US it's a little bit different, but it's very, very hard to relate. People find it difficult to relate to what you're doing. And if you've got support of people that believe in you and are there to celebrate your success and be there when you need them or when you're a little bit lower, it makes a huge difference. So I think that's been my biggest winning formula is the dedication that I've given to have a coach, and to be able to be part of this community for me is a massive honor, and I think that the people in the community can feel it. So it's really working out very well at the moment.
No, that makes a lot of sense, man. I started off with a very, very how can I make, what about me kind of mindset. And it wasn't until I started trying to help others or just, like you said, kind of celebrating others' success, and that I started getting my foot in the door anywhere with review access and, even being able to promote somebody's stuff, just like with you, I just said, hey, man, great product. It's good to celebrate, like you said, celebrate other people and just kind of let them know that give them a pat on the back, even though they're way in a way higher place than you are, they'll take notice of you. And that makes a lot of sense, man. But yeah, man, I just had to reach out to you. You were so inspirational to me right from the get-go. I could tell right away, I was like, man, this guy's like way up there. And he's like, treating me like just like a bro, and that's a really, really, really good feeling. I'm going to take a lot from that myself, man. But so you said you're working on a launch right now?
Yeah, at the moment, I'm working on a number of different projects. The one project is I'm working with a software developer who is an amazing guy, but he's not interested in really doing the marketing, and I'm going to be doing the marketing. It's going to be a sort of a WordPress plugin that you're able to create special pages on your website, and these are going to be designed similarly to landing pages where, when we put together our page, like a landing page when you're promoting a launch where you can put in a video and you can put in some bonuses. Mm-hmm. So it's a product like that I'm very excited. It will be about an $8 to $10 plugin, and that's going to help a lot of people. And yeah, I'm working with like 2 or 3 different partners on some different information products, and it's like anything else, Philip, is that you've got to keep on moving and you've got to keep on pushing through every day, because please God, the big launch that you're working on does come through, but then it ends. So you need to be working on something else. And yeah, so that's very exciting. So look, the best thing that I enjoy about my job, Philip, is firstly to interact with people like yourself. I've got colleagues all over the world. I was actually showing my girlfriend like all my I just showed her my 30 private messages in a Facebook chat that I'm really talking to people from all over the world. And I was like, even told her I was talking to you in America, and I've got guys that I speak to all over America. I've got guys I speak to in Europe. The person that I'm working with closest at the moment is actually in Australia. So it's wonderful to be able to speak to people all over the world and to help people all over the world. That's really, really exciting. And it's almost a dream come true job at this point because, every day I make money, I make dollars where the exchange rate in South Africa is so low. So it really is paying all the bills. But what I really love and where I think I've been able to have my greatest success in the shortest period of time is that now I'm in a position to promote products. So people are constantly messaging me, hey, can you promote my product? Can you get involved in the launch? And what I will do is I will actually go through the product before I promote anything. And I love that because it's almost like an analogy, like a guy who likes video games, that people send him video games all day. It's exactly the same here. It's like I'm in a position where I love internet marketing. I'm growing my business. People are sending me products every single day for free and software for free that I don't need to pay for. But I know that I'm a small percentage of the people that are actually going through these products. It's quite interesting. About a week ago, I promoted a guy's product that had finished his launch, but I really liked his product, but I wasn't able to promote during the launch week. So I promoted it about 10 days after he launched. And as I was saying, I went through the videos. There were like 12 videos. So video number 1 had like 600 views. Video number 2 had like 300 views. And as I got down to like video number 9, there was only like 25 views on that video. And it just goes to show, it probably just means that the people that had bought it, that the launch week had finished, I was still going to promote it, is that it gave me the clear proof that people weren't probably not going through the entire product. I mean, and that makes sense. Only a handful of people probably completed the product.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the first key today, guys, is that it depends on what on how badly you want it. Like, I wanted to learn how to do Facebook advertising, and I bought a lot of courses. I even paid for some coaching on it, and I would say like I'm really pretty good at it now. It's the same thing like anything else, is that it's how badly you want it. And if you actually go through these products and study them and implement them, your chance of success is obviously infinitely higher than someone that doesn't even go through it. A lot of times, people think that buying a product is like part of their learning process, but buying a product is just the first step. A lot of people actually literally get like lost on the way back to their inbox, or they buy something and they think, okay, today's Monday, I'll go through it on Tuesday or Wednesday, but something else comes up. So it's all about focus. And for anyone that's watching this, Philip, yourself included, I think if you can just, it's so important to have focus, because every single day there's something new, and there are so many different ways to make money online. But you've got to focus on one thing, that's one or two things, and get good at that, and you're going to see massive success from there.
That makes a lot of sense, man. I know when I first started, I spread myself really thin, trying to do get good at Pinterest, Twitter, and all this stuff, and really all of my success was coming from Facebook. I'm like, why am I not focusing on Facebook? It wasn't until I started focusing on just a Facebook group and maybe like a little email list, just that I started seeing any affiliate sales of note. You know what I mean? So that makes a lot of sense to just focus on one thing until successful. Because I know I've gone through products and I just saw the first couple things like you said, and then I kind of just gave up. So that makes a lot of sense, man. Well, I know we're kind of short on time, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show. I think you brought a lot of knowledge, in the short time we had. So I really appreciate it. Do you have anything you want to add to it, or maybe where can people find you, that kind of thing?
Sure. Well, the first thing is, firstly, thank you for inviting me on my show. And, I am so glad that you reached out to me. And I didn't know you before, but since we've become friends, I've been noticing you. I can see that you're doing a lot of the right stuff. You're involved in the community. You're encouraging people. That's great. And, my friend, you've got your own style, and that's so important. It is, I think, online, even more than anywhere else, is that people are literally craving to see if this is someone that they can follow, if that they can have a connection with. And I think that's been a big success of mine. Philip, I've got the one biggest disadvantage that I've got is that with the time zone, I mean, I work very, very late into the nights because with South African time zone, it's opposite to the USA and to Canada, to where a lot of the guys that I'm interacting with daily are on. But again, that's the dedication. So I'm happy to go to bed late. I'm happy to rest in the day, and I'm happy to go. Even like, I think it was Thursday night that I'm literally at 4 o'clock, I managed to speak to a guy that I've been waiting to speak to, and it was like a big deal took place at 4 a.m. my time. So there's no such thing as an excuse. Even last year I went to the Marketing Mayhem conference in America, and I had a terrible accident when I was in New York. I was in the subway, I was pushed, and I tore my tendon on my knee and my patella tendon. But I didn't go home. I went to the conference in a wheelchair, and I continued on. And we see even like today on Facebook, there's news that another marketer passed away. And like, I've never met him in person, but we did speak. I mean, I met him briefly in person. I met him at Marketing Mayhem, but I actually feel very sad because it feels like almost like a brother has passed away. So, guys, the most important thing is that you can be yourself, you can add value, and just know is that it's, as long as you like putting one foot in front of the other and you remain focused and you're giving, I really believe that you can have success. Make sure that you can try have some coaching. If it's a friend that can help you, that's second best. If you can afford a coach, that's certainly the best. And obviously make sure that you do your homework first, but that will always pay off. And never give up. Never give up is that so many times what we want isn't the way that God or the universe wants it. Like, I'm sure you can remember so many times a deal that you wanted to come off didn't come off, but it may have turned out for the best, or something came off and it wasn't meant to come off. And you never know. This business really, really is so many different seasons in one day. There's good news, there's bad news. But the most important thing, Philip, is that if you listen to Warren Buffett, as we know, is like the richest guy in the world, one of the richest guys in the world. And there's a great quote from him that I think is so appropriate for us as internet marketers and for anyone, but really for us as internet marketers. And he said that I was watching an interview and someone said to him, "Do you watch CNBC? Do you watch the money channel CNBC?" And he said, "CNBC is financial pornography." And what he meant by that, he said that it takes his focus away, and he may watch it for like 5 minutes a day, but it's like pornography because there's so much emotions attached. Stock prices go up and down on a daily basis that has no real reflection of the long-term performance of a stock. And it's the same thing with Facebook, guys. We can be on Facebook and you're seeing like competitions and you're seeing screenshots and you're seeing all of this, and it's all good, but the most important thing, and where my massive success has come in the last few months particularly, is that like I've got a daily ritual. I wake up early, I do exercise, I study, and then I will only allow myself a limit time on Facebook. And Facebook is important to be part of the community, to make sure that you know what's going on, to be there to encourage people and to be involved. But don't let that be an excuse, because 1 hour of messing around on Facebook, and we know how addictive Facebook is and how quickly an hour can go, that could be an hour of reviewing some notes that you made on a strategy that you want to do. So, that takes like full responsibility. And also, Philip, is that obviously when we are doing internet marketing, I'm fortunate to do it full time. I was able to quit my job and I'm able to do this full time. So what that means is that it takes a lot of self-discipline. And like, if you can't be self-disciplined, then like your chances are also very slim of success. So we're living in an amazing time. Products are coming out every single day. It's dynamic, but it comes down to you. And if you're serious about this, people will feel that you're serious. They'll feel that you're passionate. And the last thing that I'll say quickly, if you don't mind, is that I moved from Johannesburg to Cape Town. My kids moved to Cape Town with their mom. I moved here in November. And, my whole attitude was that when I made this move in November, this is a permanent move. And that was the attitude that I had immediately from day one. This is a permanent move. I'm not going to go back to Johannesburg. I want to be my kid life, and it's permanent. And I think that has followed through in the 7 months that I've been here. People can tell that I'm not a wishy-washy person. I'm here. I'm permanent. So I've become very involved in my own community here. I've changed my bank account to the branch here, and it just gives me the mental capacity and strength to make a real go of this. Where, sometimes people ask, like, I've got a lot of coaching students and I've helped a lot of people, but, there's no such thing as a stupid question, but the questions are very revealing. So if the guy asks, for example, what is the minimum amount of time that he can put in, or he really doesn't want to invest anything, well, those are like just telling signs that it just may not be the right mind frame to have success. And it's just, the main thing is to believe in this. As we know, people are succeeding. I'm succeeding. There are a lot of people that are succeeding. So if you have faith and you follow the recipe and you follow the system for success, you will reach success. But don't make any of your own changes until you've reached success, because it's like a good cook. That cook will follow the recipe, and then only once you become so proficient at the recipe, he can start making small changes to bring in his own flavor. So, but he's following that core recipe to be able to produce those dishes. And it's the same thing with internet marketing. I mean, if you get a guy's course and he is doing well in CPA, or he is doing well in Facebook, even if something that he says doesn't make sense, like test it. First test it. Even get in touch with this guy and show him your results. They're usually happy to hear from you, and you'll see great success. So I believe that you guys are capable of doing this. If you want to get hold of me, you can look at me. I'm on Facebook a lot. I've also got I've got a good blog called saulmaraney.com, SaulMaraney, saulmaraney.com. And stop by to say hi. I'm very approachable. It'd be my pleasure to say hello to you. And yeah, I'm around. That's for sure. I'm definitely around.
I really appreciate that, man. You pack a lot of stuff in there, man. It's really, really good stuff. The stuff I need to hear. I think it's going to be great for any of my followers in my group, my email list, and stuff like that, man. But yeah, really, 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 thank you for coming on the show. I'm going to look over the video myself to take some notes as well. And yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. So I appreciate it, man. You have a great day, Saul.
You have a great day. Thank you very much for inviting me on the call, and hope to be on again soon.
Yeah, excellent, man. I love it. All right, take it easy, Saul.
Thank you.